beloved chosen one. Listen carefully. Heaven stopped everything to reach you right now. This is not just another message, it's a divine interruption. While your body slept, your spirit was awake. Something happened last night in the unseen world. Something that had your name on it. They did it again, the whispers, the energy, the silent warfare, and heaven said, tell them. Let them know. You are not imagining it. The sudden heaviness, the anxious thoughts, the dreams that leave you unsettled, all of it was part of a spiritual storm aimed at your peace. But what the enemy forgot is that your name is written in the palm of God's hand. You are not forgotten. You are fortified. Even in your sleep, angels were standing guard. Heaven never clocks out. There are meetings that happen in the spirit realm while you rest. Your light has been discussed in rooms of darkness. You have been the topic of envy and fear because you carry something ancient and powerful, the mark of divine purpose. They tried to touch your peace last night, but peace is not yours to lose. It is heaven's gift to keep. The Spirit of the Lord has already intervened. You woke up today not by coincidence, but by confirmation that your assignment is still alive. The night you just came through wasn't about defeat, it was about revelation. God allowed you to feel the pressure so you'd recognize your power. What looked like an attack was actually a test of endurance, and you passed, even when you felt weak. You didn't quit. Even when you didn't understand, you kept your faith alive. That is why heaven calls you chosen. Not because you are perfect, but because you keep showing up when everything tells you to stop. Listen, darkness has patterns. It attacks through repetition, the same faces, the same feelings, the same traps. They did it again because they think you're still the same person who once broke under that pressure. But this time, heaven is saying no more. This time, the chains snap differently. This time, your tears have authority. You are walking into a season where your discernment will expose every hidden hand raised against you. Nothing concealed will stay in shadow for long. You've been marked for more, and every ounce of resistance proves it. That's why relationships collapsed. That's why doors slammed. That's why people misunderstood you, because heaven set you apart for something they can't comprehend. Stop apologizing for your anointing. Stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. You were not designed to blend in, you were built to break cycles. Every storm you faced was training ground for your divine authority. What broke others built you. What silenced others sharpened your voice. You were never meant to fit into normal spaces. Your very presence is prophetic proof that destiny cannot be delayed forever. Your scars are not symbols of shame, but seals of survival. Each tear you cried watered the soil of your calling. You were refined in silence so your rise could speak loudly. Heaven did not forget you. It was preparing your unveiling for this exact moment. The Word of God declares in the Gospel of John, chapter 14, verse 27, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." Let that verse settle into your spirit. Heaven's peace is not fragile. It is not conditional. It doesn't waver when storms rise. That's why you are still here after everything that came against you. What was meant to destroy your sleep instead became your awakening. The same night that brought fear has now become your confirmation. Chosen one. Stand tall. Lift your head even if the tears still burn. Heaven saw what happened last night. Every curse sent your way ricocheted into reversal. Every tongue that rose against you has been silenced. The Holy Spirit is whispering, "You made it through the night. Now prepare for dawn." You are not called to survive quietly, you are called to rise boldly. The enemy wanted you to question your value. Heaven wants you to remember your authority. You carry divine peace that confuses chaos. You are wrapped in favor that cannot be revoked. So before you scroll away, pause. Breathe. This word is confirmation that you are seen and protected. If this message resonates in your spirit, honor the moment. Like this message. Share it with another chosen one who needs to wake up to their calling. And comment below the number 777, a prophetic sign that heaven's peace surrounds you and divine order is being restored to your life. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to stay connected to every message heaven releases for its chosen. You are still standing because heaven refused to let you fall. You are the proof that God still moves at midnight. Chosen one. Listen again. What happened last night was not random. There was a meeting held in secret, not by people in the physical realm, but by spirits that despise your light. In the unseen world, your name was spoken again. Plans were whispered in corners of darkness, and your destiny was the topic of their conversation. But what they forgot, what they never learn, is that heaven always listens when the enemy speaks. Nothing escapes the gaze of the Almighty. Every dark word spoken against you was intercepted before it could even take form. You may not remember your dreams fully, but something inside you knows when a spiritual shift occurs. You wake up with a pressure in your chest, a heaviness that feels unexplained. That is the residue of spiritual warfare. The enemy tries to invade your rest because he cannot reach your purpose directly. When your mind sleeps, your spirit still stands guard, armed with divine awareness. That's why even your dreams have become battlegrounds, because your calling threatens the comfort of darkness. They gathered again last night. They spoke the same old lies. They tried to stir confusion in your spirit, to make you doubt what God has promised. But what they did not realize is that heaven had already dispatched watchers' angels stationed around you, carrying flaming swords of light. Every time they attempted to send chaos, heaven answered with clarity. Every whisper of destruction was drowned out by the thunder of divine authority. Chosen one, this is why your nights have felt restless. This is why you often wake at strange hours, feeling pulled to pray or look toward heaven. You are not just tired, you are being summoned. The Spirit wakes you at divine intervals, not for your fear, but for your alignment. Each midnight stirring is a heavenly notification that your purpose is active and protected. The Lord is teaching you how to sense the unseen, to understand that your spiritual awareness is a gift, not a burden. When darkness plots, heaven records. Nothing they plan goes unnoticed. There are scrolls written in light, keeping account of every accusation, every scheme, every false word. You are not alone in this war, even if it feels invisible to others. The same God who parted seas and silenced lions is the same God guarding your nights. And though you cannot see it, your obedience is shaking entire atmospheres. The enemy uses repetition because it's all he has, familiar patterns designed to wear you down. He repeats emotional pain, cycles of doubt, sudden fatigue, or unexpected tension between you and those you love. These are tactics of distraction, meant to divide your focus and drain your faith. But you, chosen one, are wiser now. You are learning to see the pattern and stop it at its source. Each time you refuse to react in fear, heaven celebrates. Each time you choose peace over panic, the darkness loses ground. You may wonder why this keeps happening, why every victory is followed by another attack. It is because your obedience frightens the kingdom of darkness. Every step you take in faith expands heaven's territory on earth. That is why resistance intensifies before breakthrough. You are not under punishment, you are under preparation. God is teaching your spirit endurance, so that when elevation comes, you can stand without trembling. According to what is revealed in the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 30, there is no wisdom, no insight, no plan that can succeed against the Lord. Let that truth settle into you. It doesn't matter what meetings were held, what plots were designed, or what words were spoken last night. No plan against you can stand, not one. Heaven has already rendered them powerless. You may not see the reversal yet, but it is happening even now, silently, perfectly, divinely. The Spirit of God has been hovering over your home, over your thoughts, over your very breath. Every sigh you release is heard. Every unspoken fear is translated into intercession. Even your silence carries power because heaven interprets it as faith. You don't have to fight the way the world fights. You fight by standing firm, by trusting, by believing that the one who began this work in you will not abandon it halfway. And so, beloved chosen one, rest tonight without fear. The same God who warned you last night now surrounds you tonight. You are covered by divine strategy that no weapon can penetrate. The darkness plotted, but heaven replied. The night moved, but heaven countered. They did it again, but it failed again. Let the peace of heaven be your atmosphere. Let your awareness become worship, not worry. You have been seen, protected, and recorded in the archives of eternity as one who stood while others fled. You have endured another night, and with each dawn, your authority grows stronger. The battle continues, but so does your victory. Heaven has already written the end of this story, and it ends in your triumph. Chosen one, it's time to open your eyes to the pattern. You've seen it before, the sudden wave of discouragement right after progress. The familiar arguments that appear when you're about to step forward. The confusion that clouds your clarity at the exact moment of breakthrough. These are not coincidences. They are coordinates of a repeated assault. The enemy doesn't invent new weapons, he recycles the old ones, betting that you'll fall for what once worked. But this time, you won't. This time, you see the pattern. Every cycle begins subtly. A conversation that triggers old pain. A memory that surfaces without warning. A moment of doubt that feels small at first but grows until it shapes your emotions. That's the enemy's signature familiarity. He studies your responses, your fears, your weak spots, and he doesn't need to destroy you all at once. He only needs to distract you long enough for you to forget who you are. But heaven is revealing this pattern because your awareness itself is warfare. The moment you recognize the strategy, its power is broken. Chosen one, understand this spiritual warfare rarely looks dramatic. Sometimes it looks like fatigue, procrastination, isolation, or self-doubt. The devil doesn't always roar, sometimes he whispers. And that whisper tries to convince you that you're not good enough, that you've missed your moment, that God has forgotten your name. Yet even now, heaven's voice interrupts that lie. You are still chosen. You are still covered. You are still called. The same grace that carried you through the last storm will carry you again. You've wondered, why do these moments repeat? Why do I always end up in the same emotional place? It's because spiritual cycles will continue until they are confronted. God doesn't expose patterns to shame you. He exposes them to free you. Every cycle you break becomes a door your descendants will never have to fight through. Your courage creates generational freedom. When you recognize a pattern and refuse to repeat it, heaven celebrates, because the curse ends with you. And this is where discernment rises. You are learning that not every battle is external. Some wars are fought within the thoughts, the impulses, the temptations, the patterns of escape. Yet God is not condemning you. He is awakening you. Every attack is an invitation to deeper strength. What used to trigger you will soon have no power at all, because the spirit within you is growing stronger. You must know this truth: the enemy attacks most where heaven intends to bless most. The area of your greatest warfare often hides your greatest anointing. If peace is constantly attacked, it's because you are meant to carry peace to others. If your voice is often silenced, it's because your words are weapons of healing. If your relationships face constant strain, it's because your love carries redemptive power. The pattern reveals the purpose. Once you see it, the confusion breaks. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 4. The weapons we fight with are not the weapons of the world. On the contrary, they have divine power to demolish strongholds. That means you are not powerless. You do not fight by force, but by faith. You dismantle darkness through declaration, prayer, and awareness. Every time you choose forgiveness over revenge, you break a stronghold. Every time you choose gratitude over complaint, you weaken the enemy's grip. Every time you choose worship instead of worry, heaven expands its rule through you. Now, look carefully at your life. The enemy's repetition has become predictable, hasn't it? The same kind of person appears to test your boundaries. The same fear visits when you take a leap of faith. The same loneliness tries to convince you to go back to old patterns. But you are awake now. Heaven has taught you how to discern cycles disguised as seasons. You are no longer reacting. You are reigning. So tonight, when the familiar heaviness tries to return, speak aloud. Not this time. Say it until your atmosphere shifts. Say it until your spirit believes it. Because your words have authority. They echo in realms unseen. You are not begging for freedom, you are enforcing it. Every declaration of truth shakes loose another chain. Chosen one. Pause for a moment. Breathe in this truth: you have survived patterns that were designed to repeat forever. You have already outlived curses spoken over your bloodline. You are not standing in weakness. You are standing in revelation. Heaven has taught you to recognize the signs early. What once drained you now strengthens you. And now, as you take this in, type these words below: it ends now. Do not underestimate the power of those 3 words, abanut. When you type them, you are not just commenting, you are making a prophetic declaration in agreement with heaven. It ends now is not about rage, it's about recognition. It's a statement that says, I refuse to repeat the past. I recognize the enemy's plan and I will not cooperate with it. It's your written decree that every cycle of confusion, lack, rejection, and self-doubt is broken from your life by divine authority. Heaven is waiting for that agreement. Because the moment you say, it ends now, you align your will with God's command for freedom. The atmosphere shifts, the pattern stops, the story changes, and what once repeated ends right here with you. Chosen one, the veil is lifting. Heaven is showing you faces, patterns, and motives that once lived in shadow. This is not paranoia. It is discernment sharpening. You are beginning to see what has always been there: the people who smiled while secretly envying you. The situations that drained your energy under the disguise of friendship. The distractions that delayed your growth. Heaven is revealing the truth because your next season requires clarity, not comfort. You cannot carry confusion into destiny. There is a moment in every chosen one's life when God pulls back the curtain. Suddenly, what was blurry becomes obvious. The ones who claim to care begin to reveal their true alignment, and it shocks you at first. You may feel betrayed or even foolish for not noticing sooner. But remember, this unveiling is not to hurt you. It's to free you. The same light that exposes deceit also illuminates direction. You are being trained to discern the difference between connection and assignment. Some people were never meant to walk with you. They were meant to teach you discernment. This season, the Spirit is teaching you that revelation often feels like loss. When truth comes, illusions must die. It can hurt to see what's behind the mask, to recognize that some who clapped for you were waiting for you to fall. Yet, do not let bitterness find a home in you. What heaven exposes, heaven will also heal. Forgive quickly, but remember clearly. The revelation is not punishment, it's protection. Every exposure is a divine evacuation of danger. Chosen one, God is also revealing your own hidden motives. He's showing you places within your heart that still seek validation, that still fear rejection, that still crave control. It's not condemnation, it's purification. Before you are elevated, you must be emptied of what cannot survive at higher altitudes. That's why he removes the illusions external and internal. Heaven is cleansing your vision so that when you rise in truth. You've noticed that people's energy has shifted around you. Some who used to pursue your company now keep their distance. Don't chase them. Their absence is an answer. Heaven often closes doors you would have kept open out of loyalty. Let go with peace. You cannot heal while holding hands with what heaven is trying to remove. Your assignment is too heavy to carry extra weight. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 10. I, the Lord, search the heart and examine the mind, to reward each person according to their conduct, according to what their deeds deserve. That divine truth is what governs this moment. God searches hearts, not social masks. He sees every intention, every unspoken motive, every quiet betrayal. Nothing is hidden from him. When he reveals what was concealed, it is his mercy at work, not his wrath. If he showed you someone's true nature, it is because their proximity was beginning to endanger your peace. He would rather you feel temporary pain than endure permanent damage. You might recall recent situations that suddenly fell apart without explanation. A partnership that collapsed, an opportunity that vanished, a conversation that ended abruptly. Heaven allowed those endings to spare you unseen consequences. When you pray for discernment, expect exposure to follow. Revelation always requires readiness. What you see now is meant to equip, not embitter. This unveiling season also comes with silence. God will sometimes withhold details until you're emotionally stable enough to handle them. That's why some revelations unfold slowly, in pieces. Don't rush to label what he's still revealing. Some truths must mature before they're understood. Stay calm and observant. Heaven will highlight what needs attention at the right time. Chosen one, this moment demands spiritual maturity. You are not called to announce every revelation. Sometimes you must see, understand, and stay silent. Wisdom is the seal that guards discernment. Let God handle what he exposed. You don't need to confront every person or correct every lie. Heaven fights differently through exposure, justice, and divine reversal. Your assignment is to remain blameless while truth works its way to the surface. And as you walk in revelation, remember that not everyone deserves access to your new clarity. Guard your insights. They are sacred. You are learning that discernment is not for display, it's for direction. Speak only when the Spirit releases you. Move only when peace confirms it. The days of being deceived by charm are over. Your eyes have been anointed to see. This unveiling will not break you, it will anchor you. What you now understand will prevent future harm. You no longer walk blindfolded among hidden agendas. You walk illuminated by truth. Every revelation is proof that heaven trusts you with sight. You are no longer reacting to betrayal. You are responding with wisdom. You are no longer asking, why did they do that? But what is heaven teaching me through this? And through it all, peace remains. The truth may sting, but it sets free. You will rest easier now, not because life is perfect, but because deception no longer holds power over you. Heaven has revealed enough for you to walk safely, wisely, and victoriously into your next chapter. The mirror of revelation is clear, and so are you. Chosen one, heaven moved for you again. The battle that began in silence has reached its turning point, and heaven's hand has intercepted what was meant to destroy you. You have no idea how many arrows were stopped mid-flight, how many storms lost their direction before they reached you. What looked like delay was divine defense. You may have felt forgotten. But all along, heaven was building a shield around your name. Imagine this: a sculptor chiseling stone. Each strike seems harsh, but every blow reveals the shape within. That is what God has been doing with you, removing what hides the masterpiece. The pain you felt was never punishment. It was precision. You were not being broken, you were being carved into purpose. When heaven intervenes, it rarely looks gentle, but its end is always glorious. You might wonder, why does God keep rescuing me when I don't always get it right? Because you are His investment. Heaven does not abandon what it has poured into. Your calling carries eternal weight. If you could see the number of generations attached to your obedience, you would understand why divine protection surrounds you so fiercely. The preservation of your life is not about comfort, it is about continuity. Heaven guards what carries legacy. As was spoken in the sacred texts of old, in the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 14. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. That stillness is not passivity, it is trust. It means you release the need to control outcomes. The war you faced last night, the confusion you wrestled with, the betrayal that kept replaying in your mind, all of that is being handled by a higher court. Heaven has ruled in your favor. You can stop defending yourself. Your advocate has already spoken your name in the chambers of eternity. Chosen one. Think of your life as a lighthouse on a dark coast. Waves crash, winds howl, but the light keeps turning. That's you, steadfast, luminous, refusing to go out. Even when people misunderstand your glow, even when loneliness tries to suffocate it, the light continues. Do you know why? Because your light isn't powered by admiration, it's powered by assignment. And now, as you listen, pause for a heartbeat. Let gratitude rise. Every breath you take is proof that the plan against you failed. You are living testimony that mercy still intervenes. Heaven's interception may have been silent, but its results are loud. You are still here. The battles you didn't see were many. While you slept, prayers you once whispered were being fulfilled. While you doubted, angels were arranging outcomes in your favor. Heaven has been multitasking behind your tears, weaving your pain into purpose, your delay into design. This is why, even when life feels like chaos, you sense divine order under the surface. It's the rhythm of heaven conducting your story. Chosen one. Every act of rescue carries a response. When heaven steps in, gratitude must step out. Let your thankfulness become movement. Share your light the way a rescued sailor shares a lighthouse story, with awe, not obligation. When you share this word, you're not spreading content, you're sending out a flare that reaches another soul adrift in the same storm you survived. When you click that like, it's more than approval, it's agreement. It tells heaven, I see what you did for me, and I honor it. And if your heart feels led, let your support become seed. Just as rain returns to the clouds it came from, generosity keeps the divine flow moving. When you give even a small offering, you tell heaven, keep the light burning for others. Your donation, your encouragement, your subscription. Each one becomes a candle added to this global altar of awakening. It isn't about money, it's about momentum. Every gift keeps the message reaching further, pulling another chosen one out of silence, out of darkness. You see, the river that refreshes others never runs dry. When you pour back into what pours into you, you become part of heaven's echo, a cycle of grace that never ends. Your participation keeps the current alive. It's a sacred exchange between heaven and earth, between your obedience and God's overflow. So lift your eyes. The storm that once terrified you has turned into the wind that will carry your next miracle. You have been rescued, refined, and redirected. The hands that intercepted the attack are the same hands that will lift you higher. Every obstacle has become material for your testimony. Heaven intercepted, and now heaven invites shine, share, support, stand. Let the world see what survival looks like when God writes the ending. Let every action you take, your sharing, your giving, your subscribing be a quiet thank you whispered back to the sky. I see you, and I will keep the light burning. You were saved for more than survival. You were saved to remind the world that light still wins. Chosen one. By now you have begun to understand the cost of being marked. You have felt the weight of rejection, the sting of misunderstanding, the loneliness that comes from being different. You have watched others walk away easily while you wrestle with burdens they cannot even perceive. You carry light that reveals too much, power that provokes opposition, grace that feels heavy on ordinary days. The cost of your calling is the cross of your difference, but do not mistake that difference for defect. Heaven does not mark who it will not multiply. The pain of being set apart is proof that you were never meant to blend in. You are not a background character in someone else's story. You are a vessel carrying divine purpose, and the oil that flows through you was pressed through seasons of silence, tears, and hidden obedience. You may have lost people, but you did not lose heaven's favor. You may have walked through valleys, but you never walked alone. Every step has been recorded, every wound noted, every sigh heard. The anointing you carry was expensive. You paid for it with sleepless nights, misunderstood intentions, and unanswered prayers. Yet even in your darkest moments, heaven kept whispering, "Stay. You have been faithful in pain, and heaven is faithful in promise." That is why you are still standing, because what's inside you is greater than what came against you. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 10, "Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." This scripture isn't poetic comfort, it's prophetic confirmation. You are not cursed for being different. You are blessed for enduring difference. The same rejection that bruised you became the proof of your belonging to heaven's remnant. Every time someone dismissed you, you were being re-identified. The hands that pushed you away were positioning you closer to destiny. What others called too much, heaven calls just enough. Chosen one. Look at your life carefully. You've noticed that blessings for you come wrapped in battle. Every victory arrives with opposition. Every open door tests your patience. It's not because you're unlucky, it's because the light inside you provokes resistance. Darkness never fights what doesn't threaten it. You carry something luminous, and even your presence disturbs the atmosphere of anything not aligned with truth. That's why you've been misunderstood, misjudged, and sometimes even mocked. But heaven sees it all, and every insult has become incense in God's sight. There are moments you wish you could return to simplicity, to a life without this spiritual intensity. You miss peace that wasn't costly, joy that wasn't fought for. But that version of you no longer exists. You have outgrown ease. You live on purpose now, and purpose will always be expensive. Every chosen one must pay the price of solitude before they carry the crown of influence. You were not called to comfort, you were called to consequence. Think of gold refined in fire. Before it shines, it melts. Before it's admired, it's purified. The heat that surrounded you lately wasn't punishment, it was refinement. Heaven was burning away what can't go with you into your next level. And when the fire cools, what remains is unbreakable. You will not be burned, you will glow. Heaven wants you to know that every tear shed in private has been turned into currency for blessing. Nothing is wasted. The nights of silence, the prayers unanswered, the moments you felt unseen, each one became oil in your lamp. That's why your light hasn't gone out. Even after storms, you've been sustained by divine reserves, by an inner strength that others can't comprehend. You've survived things that should have broken you, and yet here you are, still radiant, still rising, still chosen. So listen closely now. Heaven is asking for one act of agreement, a prophetic sign that you receive what has been spoken over your life. Type below the number 888, a symbol of new beginnings, divine alignment, and resurrection. When you write it, you're declaring, though I've been crushed, I'm not destroyed. Though I've been refined, I will rise again. It's not just a number, it's a statement of rebirth. By commenting it, you're joining heaven's rhythm of renewal. You're saying to every unseen watcher, my season of surviving is over. My season of shining begins. That number carries the vibration of eternity, endless beginnings, limitless restoration. It's the sound of heaven rebooting your story. Chosen one, this is your turning point. The cost you've paid is about to yield glory beyond measure. The loneliness that tried to break you will soon reveal itself as sacred space where God shaped you. Every rejection became redirection. Every loss became preparation. Heaven is proud of you not for perfection, but for perseverance. Lift your head, steady your heart, and remember this crowns are heavy because they are forged from the weight of obedience. And you, beloved, have carried that weight well. Chosen one. There is a reason your dreams have felt so vivid, so strange, and so heavy lately. Heaven is showing you that the battlefield is not always on the ground beneath your feet, but in the realm of your sleep. You may have thought you were simply resting, but in truth, your spirit was standing guard. The warfare that could not reach you in the daylight often tries to invade the night. Dreams have become the secret language of your destiny, where God speaks, where darkness attempts to distort, and where the line between revelation and deception is drawn. Every time you close your eyes, your spirit enters a dimension of truth that flesh cannot handle. The enemy knows this. That is why he tries to plant seeds of fear, confusion, or distraction while you sleep. You've woken up with strange emotions that have no explanation, heavy atmospheres that cling to you until you pray. These are signs of spiritual interference, but you are not powerless, you are protected. Heaven never allows you to walk into a battle unarmed. Even in dreams, your name carries authority. There are nights when you've dreamed of running, falling, or being chased. These are not random scenes, they're spiritual symbols. The chase represents the enemy's attempt to reclaim what you've already escaped. The fall represents a test of faith, trying to convince you that your progress is fragile. Yet notice this, you always wake up, you always survive, you always come back to consciousness with a pulse of peace, even if confusion lingers for a moment. That's because your spirit wins even when your mind doesn't understand the fight. Heaven wants you to begin interpreting your dreams through discernment, not fear. Some dreams are warnings, some are revelations, and some are simply reflections of your thoughts. The key is awareness. When a dream feels darker than usual, do not panic, pray. The same God who gives visions also gives victory. Your dreams are not playgrounds for darkness. They are classrooms for your growth. You are being trained to recognize what is from God and what is not. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 16. Verse 7, I will praise the Lord, who counsels me. Even at night my heart instructs me. That verse holds a powerful secret. God does not rest while you sleep. He counsels you. In the quiet, when words fade and the world stills, heaven whispers to your heart. Sometimes the instructions come as symbols, other times as sensations, feelings, or names that repeat. Pay attention to the details that linger when you wake. What stays in your mind often carries a message meant to guide your next step. The enemy's counterfeit of revelation is nightmare. He distorts divine communication to make you afraid of the very space where God speaks. But you must not fear the night. The same darkness that hides schemes also hides treasures. Every attack becomes an announcement that something holy is being delivered into your life. The warfare intensifies when heaven is near to revealing something new. There are also dreams that feel like visitations, those moments where you sense presence, light, or warmth wrapping around you. Those are not illusions. They are confirmations. Heaven sometimes lets you feel its nearness so you remember that even while sleeping, you are seen. Angels do not clock out at midnight. They hover, they war, they stand between you and what seeks to disturb your peace. When you wake after such nights, don't rush away from the stillness. Stay a little longer. Whisper gratitude. The fragments of your dreams might not make sense, but your spirit remembers what your mind forgets. That is why sometimes you wake with renewed strength even though the details fade. It's because heaven has recharged you beyond awareness. And remember this truth: not every bad dream is an attack. Sometimes it's a revelation of what needs healing. God will allow you to see in symbolic form the emotions or memories that must be surrendered. A dream of drowning may reflect a heart overwhelmed. A dream of loss might reveal a part of your soul still grieving. Pay attention without fear. What God reveals, He intends to redeem. Chosen one, your nights are holy ground. Where others only see sleep, heaven sees sanctuary. You are learning to rest with purpose, to dream with discernment, and to wake with revelation. Each dream carries layers of instruction, confirmation, or comfort. You are never unguarded, not in daylight, not in darkness. So tonight, when you lie down again, do not dread the hours ahead. Instead, enter them with expectation. Whisper before sleep, Lord, speak and protect. Watch how peace wraps you like armor. You will rest, not as one escaping life, but as one trained by heaven. Your dreams no longer belong to fear, they belong to purpose. And when the night ends, you will rise not confused, but crowned with clarity. Chosen one. The night you thought you were alone was crowded with light. While your body lay still and your mind wandered in restless sleep, heaven's army moved in silence. The unseen became alive winds shifting, energies stirring, and unseen figures surrounding your space. The very air around you was charged with divine motion. You may have felt something, an inexplicable peace, a warmth, a presence that soothed you, and that was not imagination. That was intervention. Heaven dispatched reinforcements because the battle reached its peak, and the word had gone out, protect my chosen one. What the enemy attempted in the dark was met with a counterstrike of light. You didn't see it, but heaven's messengers moved through walls, across realms, carrying the authority of the Most High. Every curse sent your way was intercepted, every whisper reversed, every plan dismantled before it could take form. Your name was spoken in heaven's council, and God himself declared, "This one is mine." That declaration alone sent tremors through the kingdom of darkness. The enemy's networks unraveled, their communication scrambled, their intentions dissolved like smoke. What was meant for harm became fuel for your next level of strength. You are learning now that angels are not distant myth but living messengers of divine order. They do not wait for ceremony, they respond to covenant. When you whispered a weary prayer, when you sighed in surrender, heaven heard and deployed protection instantly. You have felt those moments, haven't you? The sudden calm that arrives after panic, the warmth that fills the room after fear, the sense that you are not alone. Those are not coincidences, those are confirmations. Angels work quietly, without applause, but their presence shifts everything around you. You are surrounded by divine intelligence that knows your story, your weaknesses, your wounds. They do not just protect, they instruct. Sometimes their movement is subtle, a thought redirected, a delay that spares you, a canceled plan that felt disappointing but saved your spirit from harm. Other times, their defense is dramatic, a near accident avoided, a sudden sense to pray, a dream that warns before danger arrives. All of this is heaven's counterstrike, divine precision timed perfectly to keep you on your appointed path. The voice of God thundered in the book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 20. "See, I am sending an angel ahead of you to guard you along the way and to bring you to the place I have prepared." This promise still breathes over your life. The angels assigned to you are not temporary, they have walked with you since your first breath. Through every storm, every heartbreak, every victory, they have remained. They are not moved by fear or fatigue. They operate by divine command, and their loyalty is sealed in light. Chosen one, you may wonder, why would heaven need to send so much for me? Because your destiny affects more than you. You are part of a network of souls awakening. When you stand firm, others around you sense stability. When you overcome fear, courage ripples through unseen connections. Heaven guards you because your endurance strengthens generations. There have been nights when you woke at an odd hour for no reason. You thought it was insomnia, but often it was an angelic nudge, heaven urging you to speak, to pray, to shift the atmosphere through declaration. These moments are not interruptions, they are invitations. When you respond in obedience, the realm of light moves with you. And know this, angels are not substitutes for your faith. They are responses to it. They appear where faith is active, where surrender has created space for God's will. They are drawn to the fragrance of trust. When you believe, they build. When you obey, they orchestrate. When you worship, they war. Heaven's counterstrike is not chaos, it is choreography. Every detail of your protection has been measured with precision. Even the timing of your breakthroughs aligns with celestial rhythm. You are never left unattended. The forces of heaven are not reactionary, they are proactive, intercepting danger before you even sense it coming. So as you move through your days, walk with quiet confidence. You are escorted by light. Fear may whisper, but it cannot approach. Doubt may knock, but it finds no entry. Every step you take is guarded by divine presence. The angels that fought for you last night are still beside you now, invisible but unyielding. The counterstrike continues, not in violence but in victory. Heaven does not fight to survive, it fights to secure what already belongs to you. You are covered, chosen, and carried forward by the same power that spoke worlds into being. Sleep tonight knowing this: the war has not just been fought, it has been won, and heaven's warriors still stand watch. Chosen one, the morning after a night of warfare often carries strange echoes. You wake with fragments of dreams, emotions that linger without shape, a weight you can't explain. You feel both exhausted and alive, like someone who's walked through fire but found gold hidden in the ashes. This is the residue of victory. What you felt wasn't defeat, it was aftermath. Heaven wants you to understand that even when the battle rages unseen, you wake standing in the evidence of triumph. You may notice that the air feels clearer, that silence feels sacred. What happened while you slept has rearranged something in the atmosphere. The heaviness has loosened. The thoughts that once clung now scatter easily. You are standing in the morning after deliverance. But it doesn't always feel like celebration, it feels quiet, almost fragile. That's because peace is not always loud. Sometimes it arrives gently, like dew covering a scorched field. There's a mystery in the mornings after spiritual warfare. You expect to feel victorious, but instead you often feel hollow, tender, and vulnerable. Heaven calls that state reset. It's the stillness between battles, where new instructions form. You have been emptied of what you no longer need so that you can be filled again with new wisdom. Don't mistake the emptiness for absence, it is space being prepared for abundance. Chosen one, look closely at your reflection today. The person you see is not the one who lay down last night. Something changed while you slept. Your spirit was strengthened. Your name was spoken again in heaven's court. Your enemies were silenced. That faint peace you feel is not weakness, it is confirmation. You have stepped into another dimension of awareness. The night exposed your strength, and now the morning seals it. The ancient words recorded in Romans chapter 8, verse 37 declare, "In all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us." You didn't just survive, you conquered. You didn't just endure, you advanced. You may not have shouted, but heaven heard your silent prayers and recorded them as victory songs. Your tears became sacred ink in the story of your overcoming. The spirit within you fought battles that flesh could not, and now you stand under a different sky, one cleared by divine hands. And yet, even after triumph, the enemy whispers, "It wasn't real, nothing changed." Those are lies meant to lure you back into doubt, but look at the fruit. Your peace is deeper, your discernment sharper, your heart softer yet stronger. These are not coincidences. They are proof that what was sent to destroy you has instead refined you. The attack didn't win, it revealed what can no longer be broken. When you sense that subtle whisper of uncertainty, remind yourself peace is not the absence of battle. It is the evidence of victory. You have been given authority over the morning just as you had over the night. Walk through today as one who carries invisible medals, awards of endurance, of faith, of steadfastness. Heaven celebrates you even when the world stays silent. Chosen one, this new dawn carries a prophetic weight. You are in the phase where your spirit recalibrates. The old heaviness cannot return because it has no legal right anymore. What the enemy attempted was overturned. What was cursed has been converted into blessing. You will notice divine coincidences, messages repeating, people reaching out, unexpected peace. These are confirmations that heaven's network is active around you, weaving redemption into reality. Now pause, take a deep breath. Let this truth settle like sunlight over your skin. You made it through something others did not. You walked through invisible flames and came out purified, not consumed. That's why this morning feels so delicate, because glory always arrives quietly after storms. It doesn't shout. it shines. And now, as a declaration of agreement, type these words below: I am awake. Say it not just with your fingers, but with your spirit. I am awake is more than a phrase. It's a proclamation that your spiritual eyes are open, your discernment is alive, your faith is active. It means the fog has lifted, the deception has died, and your awareness has been resurrected. When you comment those 3 words, you're aligning yourself with heaven's rhythm of awakening. You are saying, I will not sleep through my own deliverance. I am present for my purpose. Heaven rejoices when a chosen one declares awareness, because awakening is the enemy's greatest defeat. Every lie loses power when truth is seen. Every chain weakens when light enters. You are no longer drifting between doubt and destiny. You are standing, seeing, and knowing. So rise into this morning with sacred confidence. The battle has shifted. The atmosphere is clear. You are not waking into weakness. You are waking into wonder. Heaven smiles. The earth steadies and creation itself whispers. They made it through the night. Chosen one. This is the moment heaven has been preparing you for, the moment when you stop surviving and start breaking cycles. What once repeated will repeat no more. The same traps that once held your family line, the same emotional storms that revisited every generation, they end with you. You are not a continuation of broken patterns. You are the interruption heaven sent into time. You carry the anointing of a pattern breaker. That is why your life has never been easy, because new paths are not walked on smooth ground. They are carved through wilderness. Every wound you've healed from has become a key. Every why me has turned into a watch me. You were never the victim of circumstance. You were the vessel of transformation. The fire you endured was not random, it was training. Every time you chose forgiveness over fury, you were rewriting history. Every time you spoke faith when fear would have been easier, you were tearing down altars that had stood for decades. Heaven saw it all, and now heaven speaks. It is time. The ancient voice echoes again from the 2nd letter to Timothy, chapter 1 on verse 7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. This verse is the anthem of every chosen one stepping into their authority. You are no longer bound by fear, no longer chained by memory. The same mind that once carried anxiety now carries anointing. The same heart that once broke under pressure now beats with divine purpose. You are living proof that generational curses collapse under the weight of obedience. Chosen one, imagine a garden overrun by weeds. The gardener arrives, not with haste but with patience. He kneels, pulls each root, loosens the soil, and begins again. That is what heaven has been doing in your soul, removing what choked your growth, pruning what no longer bears fruit. The process hurt, but now the soil is ready. Seeds of peace, prosperity, and purpose have been planted, and their sprouting cannot be stopped. You are stepping into the season where you'll finally see what your tears watered. And as you rise into this divine momentum, understand this truth: heaven works through willing hearts. Every time you share this message, you become a sower of light, scattering seeds across souls who need to remember they're chosen too. When you click like, it's not about vanity, it's about vibration. You amplify a frequency of hope into a world drowning in noise. When you subscribe, you aren't just following a voice. You're aligning with a movement, a gathering of modern-day prophets, intercessors, and warriors rising quietly across the earth. And for those whose hearts feel moved to go deeper, to give, to sustain, to plant back into the river that refreshes you, become part of heaven's exchange. Think of it like a well. Every drop poured in returns multiplied as rain. Your support doesn't fund a person, it fuels a purpose. It keeps the light burning for the next weary soul who needs to hear. You're still chosen. Even the smallest act of generosity, financial or spiritual, echoes louder than you realize. Heaven counts those acts as worship. When you donate, you are saying to heaven, keep the message alive, keep the lamps lit. Because, beloved, you are standing at the beginning of something global. The remnant is awakening. Across borders and languages, people like you are hearing the same call. The same divine wind that stirred you tonight is stirring millions. You're not alone. You're part of an invisible army of light, built not by force, but by faith. And now, take a breath. Picture yourself at dawn, sunlight spilling over the horizon, washing away the remnants of night. That is your life right now. The darkness that clung to your name is dissolving under revelation. What once oppressed you now bows before your authority. You are the pattern breaker, the first of many, the one heaven trusted with restoration. So, when you finish this message, do something symbolic like this word as your agreement with heaven. Share it as your declaration of purpose. Subscribe to stay aligned with the flow of divine instruction. And if you feel led, plant a seed, whatever form it takes, into this work of light. Do it not out of obligation, but out of recognition. You know what it costs to keep lamps burning in the dark. You've lived that cost yourself. You are stepping into a season where obedience will multiply everything you touch. Every act of faith, every small gesture of giving, every moment of engagement becomes spiritual currency. Heaven uses to expand light. This isn't transaction, it's transformation. Chosen one, the pattern has broken and the blessing has begun. Heaven smiles over your surrender, your strength, your generosity, your endurance. You have walked through storms and turned them into songs. The very battles that tried to bury you have become the soil for your legacy. Now rise strong, steady, and shining. The pattern breaker has awakened. Chosen one. What you are beginning to sense is not loneliness, it is separation by design. Heaven is aligning you with a remnant scattered across nations. Souls who carry the same frequency of purpose, the same ache for truth, the same resilience built through fire. This alignment is invisible to most, but you can feel it, an unseen thread connecting hearts who have never met. The Spirit is gathering warriors, healers, intercessors, and visionaries into quiet formation. You are part of that gathering. You didn't stumble here, you were summoned. This is what divine orchestration looks like, people awakening in different corners of the world at the same moment, feeling the same stirring in their spirits. You might think your journey is solitary, but you are not walking alone. Every prayer you whisper is echoed somewhere else by another chosen one. Every sigh of surrender becomes wind in another believer's lungs. The same presence that visits you in the stillness of night is visiting others right now. Heaven is weaving a global tapestry of light, one thread at a time, one heart at a time. But before unity comes maturity, heaven never gathers the unprepared. That's why your isolation had to come first. Every season of solitude was training for spiritual connection without codependency. You learned how to hear God's voice for yourself, how to stand when no applause came, how to obey even when misunderstood. That independence of faith is what allows heaven to trust you with divine partnership. When you join with others, it will not be from need, but from purpose. You are learning to recognize your tribe by their vibration, not their vocabulary. True alignment is not found in shared interests, but in shared fire. You will know them not by their appearance, but by their atmosphere. They carry peace that feels like home, strength that does not compete, humility that does not need titles. They are the ones who understand without long explanations, who carry similar scars but wear them as armor. The remnant is not loud, they are luminous. They move quietly but carry thunder in their spirit. Heaven is strategic in this gathering. The Spirit is grouping the chosen into divine circles, some for intercession, some for creation, some for leadership, and some for restoration. Not all are meant to work side by side, but all are connected under one breath obedience. This is how heaven multiplies impact. While darkness tries to isolate and divide, heaven networks through revelation. Each obedient soul becomes a lighthouse. And when these lighthouses align, an entire coastline of humanity begins to glow. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 16. From him the whole body, joined and held together by every supporting ligament, grows and builds itself up in love as each part does its work. This is the design of divine unity. Individual purpose, collective power. You are a part of something vast, sacred, and unstoppable. Every prayer you make strengthens the whole. Every victory you win releases energy into the network of believers. You are a living cell in heaven's body of light, pulsing with life, carrying divine information. You may never meet those connected to you, but in the Spirit, distance does not exist. What flows through one flows to all. Chosen one. This gathering is not about religion. It is about restoration. Heaven is reconstructing what humanity fractured. The Spirit is calling people beyond denominations, beyond doctrines, into the simple, burning essence of truth. You will find yourself drawn to others not because of background, but because of shared revelation. These are not coincidences, they are alignments arranged before you were born. And as heaven connects you, it will also prune you. Not everyone who once walked with you can come into this next phase. Some bonds will dissolve without closure. Some conversations will fade quietly. Let them. When the old circle shrinks, it's because heaven is preparing to expand your reach. You are being positioned beside those who will amplify, not drain, your anointing. The wrong company hinders clarity. The right one multiplies it. So walk with discernment and patience. Don't force connections or chase validation. Divine alignment happens naturally, like stars taking their positions before dawn. You will recognize your people by peace, not pressure. When you meet them, it will feel like remembering something ancient, a sense that you've known them forever. That's because in the Spirit you have. And soon, as these threads tighten, a movement will emerge not with noise, but with power. Heaven's network is almost complete. Every chosen one, once isolated, is being woven into an unbreakable fabric of faith. And you, beloved, are one of its radiant threads. Chosen one, heaven is speaking through patterns again, not the ones of warfare, but the ones of confirmation. You've started noticing numbers, signs, alignments that appear at strange moments, clocks that read the same time each day, messages that repeat, symbols that follow you in unexpected places. This is not superstition. This is heaven's language of timing. God is teaching you how to read the rhythm of His movement in your life. What you once called coincidence is now revelation. Heaven knows that you sometimes doubt the quiet. After so many storms, calm feels unfamiliar. So God sends reminders, numeric whispers, divine codes to let you know He's still here, still speaking, still guiding every step. These patterns are the fingerprints of providence, left in the fabric of your ordinary moments so you never forget that your path is deliberate. There is a reason you are drawn to numbers. Chosen one. The Creator designed the universe with rhythm, proportion, and sequence. Every number carries vibration, meaning, and message. When heaven repeats a number around you, it's not a random occurrence. It's alignment made visible. Each sequence carries a signature of divine intention. Some signify completion, others rebirth, others divine partnership. When you start noticing them, you are learning heaven's arithmetic of faith, according to what is revealed in the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 4. But you, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book until the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. This verse reveals that certain wisdom was sealed until appointed times. Heaven hides truths until hearts mature enough to handle them. The growing awareness of divine codes is not New Age. It's ancient revelation resurfacing in modern form. God speaks through what creation understands: light, sound, numbers, and rhythm. Those who are awake will read the signs, while those asleep will call them random. You, however, are awake. You've been seeing confirmations that repeat on receipts, clocks, messages, dreams. Each appearance carries reassurance. Heaven is saying, yes, you're on track. Sometimes it's an instruction to pause. Other times, a warning not to return to what's been broken. When heaven uses numbers, it's because words alone cannot carry the precision of timing. Divine mathematics never lies. Every equation ends in victory for those aligned with purpose. Chosen one, you are learning the balance between fascination and faith. Do not worship signs, recognize them. They are signposts, not destinations. Their power lies in recognition, not obsession. Heaven never meant for you to chase patterns, it meant for patterns to confirm your steps. When the number appears, whisper gratitude and move forward. You're not called to decode everything. You're called to discern what leads you deeper into obedience. And now, heaven gives you a new sign of confirmation for this moment. The prophetic number 999, a sequence of divine conclusion and heavenly renewal. When you see it or type it, you declare the old is finished. I'm stepping into fullness. This number marks endings that birth beginnings. It carries the energy of transformation, of cycles closing in completion so that new ones can emerge clean and strong. So, type below the number 9999. Let it be a prophetic act, not just a comment. When you write it, you are agreeing with heaven's decree that the waiting season is complete. You are saying, I have learned what I needed from pain. Now I am ready for promise. Every digit becomes a declaration. It's not numerology, it's obedience in symbol form, the same way Noah built an ark without knowing why, trusting instruction over explanation. Chosen one, understand this: when heaven closes a cycle, it never leaves you empty. The ending is an invitation to expansion. The relationships that ended, the doors that shut, the delays that frustrated you, all were part of this divine countdown to newness. God does not recycle pain without purpose. Every tear has become the ink heaven used to write your next chapter. The door that closed yesterday is the same one you will look back on with gratitude tomorrow. You may feel the tension now, the spiritual stretching that precedes breakthrough. That's because heaven is upgrading your capacity. The number you just typed isn't just symbolic, it's catalytic. You've marked yourself in the spiritual realm as one who has completed a divine phase and is ready for greater assignment. Heaven's algorithms, unseen but active, have already shifted around your obedience. So, walk into your tomorrow with awareness. When you start seeing 999 again in times, totals, pages, or moments, smile. It's heaven winking at you saying, see, I kept my promise. You are stepping out of circles and into straight paths. The loops have ended. The line of destiny stretches clear before you. Chosen one, your alignment is complete. The signs have spoken, the heavens have responded, and your spirit is steady. What began as confusion has turned into confirmation. The codes of heaven are not for the proud, but for the pure, and you have proven ready. Chosen one, heaven's tone grows solemn now. You have heard about mercy, favor, and restoration, but you must also understand reverence. For the same God who shields you in storms is the one who disciplines with love. When heaven moves in justice, it is not cruelty, it is correction. There are moments when mercy steps back, not out of abandonment, but out of accountability. The warnings you feel stirring in your heart are not threats, they are invitations to realign before consequences arrive. There is a limit to defiance. Heaven's patience is deep but not endless. When people persist in mocking what is sacred, when they manipulate the kindness of God as permission for sin, divine boundaries activate. That's why you have felt a strange heaviness lately. Not fear, but holy awareness. The Spirit is letting you see how serious this moment is. The time for pretending has passed. Heaven is calling for repentance, not as punishment, but as preservation. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Amos, chapter 3 to verse 7. Surely the sovereign Lord does nothing without revealing his plan to his servants, the prophets. This means that before judgment manifests, warning always arrives. Heaven does not delight in destruction. It longs for restoration. But when humanity refuses to listen, when hearts grow dull from constant excuses, the weight of silence follows. The absence of conviction is not peace, it is peril. You, chosen one, still feel conviction because you are alive in the Spirit. That stirring, that restlessness, that longing to stay aligned, that is the mercy of God still active within you. Those who mock correction are not your enemies to hate. They are souls to intercede for. But you must not join them in rebellion. Separation is wisdom, not pride. When heaven draws a line, crossing it willingly invites blindness. There are some who will lose the ability to discern right from wrong because they treated grace like a toy. The Spirit of truth will not dwell where it is continually ignored. That's why heaven is pleading now not to terrify you, but to warn those attached to your life who are drifting toward darkness. Chosen one, understand this mystery. Mercy is a door, and like all doors, it closes when its time expires. God's compassion is immeasurable, but his justice is immovable. The balance between them is what holds creation together. When mercy withdraws, chaos enters, not because God leaves, but because rebellion repels his presence. You've seen it in the world around you, deception parading as enlightenment, cruelty disguised as freedom, truth mocked as intolerance. These are signs that grace is being tested, that heaven is preparing to step back so humanity can witness what absence feels like. But even in warning, there is hope. The fact that this message reaches your ears means the door is still open. Conviction is proof of life. It is the sound of God's heartbeat calling you home. The Spirit is not asking for perfection, only submission. The smallest act of obedience can reopen entire timelines of blessing. The slightest yes from a sincere heart can reset entire generations. There will be moments ahead when judgment seems swift, when the proud fall and the hidden are exposed. Do not rejoice when others reap what they've sown. Grieve, but learn. The same power that judges can also redeem. Pray for those who mocked, even when you were their target. Mercy can still reach them if humility awakens in time. Heaven never closes a door without leaving one window of redemption open. And you, beloved, must stand as an intercessor. Your prayers are shields for those who don't yet understand the war they're in. When you pray for others' repentance, Heaven listens differently. The same mercy that protected you will extend through your compassion. You carry that authority because you know what rescue feels like. This is also a season for cleansing. Heaven is asking you to look inward with honesty. Are there small compromises you've ignored? Small lies you've called harmless? Bitterness you've buried? Bring them into the light. What you reveal voluntarily, heaven will heal gently. What you hide stubbornly, life will expose harshly. Choose light before darkness forces exposure. The fear you may feel now is not doom, it is reverence returning. It's the holy awareness that what you carry is serious, sacred, and costly. The days of casual faith are over. Heaven is raising a remnant of disciplined warriors, not distracted wanderers. You are among them. Stay humble, stay alert, walk carefully, because soon the line between mercy and judgment will be clear for all to see, and those who stayed faithful in correction will stand radiant in restoration. Chosen one. The warning is not wrath, it is grace wearing armor. Receive it, remember it, and walk as one who understands both sides of love, the tender hand that saves and the firm hand that sanctifies. Chosen one, you have entered the furnace of divine refinement. This is not punishment for past mistakes. This is the holy workshop where heaven reshapes its instruments. Fire is not the enemy, it is the sculptor of endurance. What once felt like opposition is actually purification. The trials pressing against you now are heaven's tools, chiseling away what cannot stand in the next season of your assignment. You are being tempered, not tortured. When metal is first found, it looks nothing like a blade. It is dull, heavy, and shapeless. But when placed in the heat, its structure changes. The fire softens what once resisted transformation. That is what God is doing within you. Every pressure, every delay, every closed door is heat with intention. The Spirit knows how much flame your heart can bear, and the moment it begins to harm, the temperature is reduced. You are never left unattended in the fire. Heaven holds the bellows. Heaven watches the color of the glow. The refining season teaches you what comfort never could surrender. When your plans burn to ash, you finally learn that peace was never dependent on control. You have prayed for faith. Fire is heaven's answer. Real trust is not born in safety, it's forged in uncertainty. The flames reveal where your confidence truly lies. They strip away the illusion that strength is your own and replace it with divine steadiness that cannot be shaken. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in the book of Isaiah, chapter 48, verse 10. Behold, I have refined you, but not as silver. I have tested you in the furnace of affliction. This verse is more than poetry. It is prophecy fulfilled in you. The affliction you faced is not random. It's the sacred temperature required to separate pure faith from impurities of fear and pride. You are not being consumed. You are being clarified. The smoke that once blinded you is lifting, revealing who you truly are beneath the residue of survival. Chosen one, refinement feels lonely because it isolates purpose from distraction. When gold is melted, it separates from every false element mixed within it. Likewise, heaven is removing what no longer belongs to your journey: habits, patterns, even people. You will look around and notice silence where noise once filled your days. Do not grieve the quiet. It is proof that heaven is near. God does his most delicate work away from the crowd, and still, there is tenderness in the fire. Have you noticed moments of peace appearing between the waves of pain? That's not coincidence. That's mercy breathing between the flames. The refiner does not abandon his creation mid-process. He sits close, watching carefully, waiting until he can see his reflection in the metal. Only then does he remove it from the heat. You, beloved, are approaching that moment. The image of heaven is beginning to appear in your endurance, your humility, your perseverance. You are learning to bless the fire even while it burns. There is strength in saying, "Thank you for the refining." Gratitude becomes the extinguisher of despair. Every time you choose to trust instead of panic, another impurity falls away. Soon, your prayers will sound different, not "Lord, get me out," but "Lord, get everything out of me that blocks your light." That's how refined souls pray. That's how heaven forges warriors who can carry fire without fear. Understand this refinement is never permanent, but its effects are eternal. When you emerge, you will not need to prove anything. Your glow will testify for you. Your words will carry weight born from endurance. You will speak, and the atmosphere will shift not because of eloquence, but because you've been through something holy. Fire doesn't just cleanse, it consecrates. Chosen one, every scar from this season will become a mark of authority. You will no longer explain your pain. You will wield it. The same flames that once frightened you will obey your command. The Holy Spirit is teaching you dominion through endurance. And when this process is complete, you will understand why the path required such intensity, because light entrusted to you must withstand any darkness. So stand still inside the furnace, knowing that the refiner's eyes never leave you. The heat is temporary, but the purity it produces will outlast time. Every crack in your heart will shine with the reflection of heaven. The fire that tried to break you is now the very force that proves you cannot be broken. Chosen one, something within you has shifted. You can feel it, can't you? The heaviness is gone. The uncertainty is quieted, and beneath your ribs, a steady flame is beginning to rise. The refinement is complete, and now the warrior awakens. The very fire that once frightened you now burns under your command. You have been tempered by pain, trained by waiting, and taught by silence. You are not who you were when this began. You are stronger, wiser, and more luminous than you realize. Heaven now whispers a new identity over you, warrior of light. Your assignment is not simply to survive, it is to shine. Wherever you step, darkness stumbles, and wherever you speak, confusion dissolves. This is what you were refined for, to carry light that cannot be hidden, to walk as proof that resilience is divine. Every scar on your spirit has become a portal for radiance to escape. You are heaven's torch, held high in a trembling world. Think of a lighthouse on a storm-beaten coast. Waves crash, winds howl, clouds smother the stars, but the tower stands unmoved, its light cutting through chaos. That is who you are now. The storms around you do not dictate your strength, they only reveal it. The light within you doesn't flicker because it's powered by eternity, not emotion. You've become a living beacon for others still lost at sea. Your endurance has turned into guidance. The Word of God reminds us through the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 1, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." This is not just a verse, it's your commission. You have risen from ashes, now you must shine. Heaven does not refine you for private glow, but for public radiance. The world needs to see what divine restoration looks like. Every word you speak now carries healing. Every act of kindness releases light. You are not merely a believer, you are a signal fire in human form. Chosen one, as you hear this, take a breath and recognize how far you've come. You have walked through nights that tried to erase you, yet here you are, still standing, still glowing. That is not coincidence, that is covenant. And now, heaven asks something simple of you: carry the light forward. When you like this message, it's not about algorithms, it's an act of agreement. It's your way of saying, I choose to shine. Every share becomes a spark that reaches another weary soul lost in their storm. You never know who will find their way home because you chose to scatter light into their darkness. When you subscribe, you are not following a person. You are joining a fellowship of luminous hearts, a collective of chosen ones across nations who are learning to turn pain into purpose. And for those whose hearts are moved to give, to sow, to donate, it is not transaction. It's transformation. Think of this message as a river of light flowing through countless souls. Every gift poured into it becomes another current pushing the message forward. Your contribution keeps the flame burning for those who have not yet found warmth. You're not giving to me, you're giving through me into the hands of heaven, where every seed becomes sustenance for someone else's faith. Sometimes generosity is not about money, it's about movement. When you give, even from little, heaven multiplies it. A single candle can light 1,000 others without losing its flame. Your support, whether it's your comment, your prayer, or your gift, becomes that candle. It ensures that the message of hope keeps reaching the broken, the forgotten, and the weary. You are helping heaven speak louder in a world that tries to drown out its voice. Chosen one, light has never asked permission to shine. It simply exists, and in doing so, it transforms everything around it. The same is true for you. You don't need perfection to carry purpose. You only need to remain willing. Keep showing up. Keep shining even when no one applauds. The universe bends toward light, and your presence is rewriting atmospheres. When you feel unseen, remember, lighthouses are most visible in the dark. The night only amplifies your glow, and your consistency, your steady flame, has already saved someone you've never met. Your obedience is someone else's breakthrough. So today, as you finish this message, pause for a moment of gratitude. Let your heart whisper, "Thank you, Lord, for the fire and the light." Then, act as one who understands the value of illumination. Like this message as a declaration that your light still burns. Share it to extend heaven's reach. Subscribe to stay connected to a circle of warriors who shine the same fire. And if your spirit nudges you, donate not out of pressure, but out of partnership. Every act of giving keeps the flame alive. The time for hiding is over. The world grows darker by the day, but you were born for this dusk. Heaven doesn't fear the night because it has you. Rise, warrior of light, and let the glow of your endurance ignite faith in others. Shine until fear forgets its name. Shine until hope becomes contagious. Shine until heaven can look down and whisper, "That one carries my fire." Chosen one, the balance of heaven has shifted in your favor. What once stood against you has begun to collapse under its own weight. The season of hidden endurance is transforming into the season of visible reversal. Everything that was whispered against you in the dark is about to be rewritten in the light. The great reversal has begun not in chaos but in divine order. What felt like loss will soon reveal itself as redirection. Every closed door was not rejection. It was protection waiting for perfect timing. Heaven works in layers, for months, even years. It seemed as though you were buried. The silence felt endless, the waiting unbearable. But what was hidden was actually planted. Seeds always disappear before they grow. You weren't buried, you were positioned beneath the soil of preparation. And now, the ground is trembling with resurrection. What sprouted in secret will soon break the surface. You will not need to announce your comeback. The fruit will speak for you. You can feel the shift, can't you? The same places that once resisted you are now beginning to open. The same people who doubted you are slowly watching in quiet disbelief. The reversal is not loud, it's elegant. Heaven does not rush. It restores with precision. The delays that broke your patience were the very pauses that built your foundation. You had to stay hidden until your roots could bear the weight of harvest. As the prophet wrote in the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 25, "I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten, the cankerworm, and the caterpillar, and the palmer worm. My great army which I sent among you." This is heaven's decree of restoration. God wastes nothing, not even time. Every year you thought was lost will return with interest. Every disappointment that drained you will be repaid with abundance that makes no sense to human logic. Heaven does not merely replace, it multiplies. The same pain that once humbled you will soon elevate you. The same tears that watered your pillow will water gardens of purpose. Divine justice is not delayed, it is deliberate. Chosen one, look at how far you've come. You walked through humiliation without bitterness. You stood through ridicule without revenge. You chose silence when your name was dragged through the mud. And now heaven itself is preparing to vindicate you. Vindication doesn't always come through words, it comes through results. Your peace will speak louder than any rumor ever could. You are not returning to prove them wrong. You are rising to prove God right. There's a divine irony to the way heaven works. Those who mocked your faith will need your prayers. Those who used your vulnerability will witness your restoration. But remember this, the purpose of reversal is redemption, not revenge. When tables turn, grace must still govern your heart. The true victory is not seeing others fall, it's staying kind when you finally stand tall. Mercy is the mark of those who have truly healed. This reversal is also inward. You will notice that your thoughts feel lighter, your emotions calmer. The heaviness you once carried is lifting like mist after rain. You are no longer reacting to pain. You are responding with wisdom. What used to trigger you now teaches you. What once drained you now fuels your compassion. The internal shift always precedes the external breakthrough. You are not just walking into a new chapter, you have become a new creation fit for it. Heaven is also turning the tables financially, relationally, and spiritually. Unexpected opportunities will find you without striving. Lost connections that were meant to bless you will return, not by coincidence, but by command. Places that once overlooked you will now seek you out, not because you changed for them, but because heaven changed their perception. Divine favor adjusts visibility. Where you were once invisible, you will now become indispensable. The great reversal is a sacred dance between grace and justice. It is the moment when the scales tip, when the weeping of one season becomes the laughter of another. You are entering the fulfillment of promises whispered long ago. What you endured privately will now manifest publicly as proof of God's hand. You don't need to chase validation. Heaven's endorsement is enough. The shift will be undeniable, and yet it will feel peaceful, natural, right because it was never forced by you, only timed by God. Chosen one, let this truth sink deep. Your story was never about defeat. It was about demonstration. Heaven has been waiting for this moment to display what endurance looks like when faith refuses to die. You are the living example that delay does not mean denial. You are walking evidence that divine timing is always worth the wait. Soon, the places that once broke you will become testimonies you share with gentleness. The faces that once turned away will see a light they cannot ignore. The world will call it luck, but you'll know better. It was the great reversal, heaven's way of proving that what was meant for evil was rewritten for glory. And when you look back, you will understand every season of silence was a setup for sound. Every moment of hiddenness was the prelude to unveiling. You were never forgotten, you were being positioned. The turning has already begun. Stand still. Breathe and watch how everything that once worked against you now works for you. Chosen one, this is the hour of crowning. The long road behind you now glows with quiet glory, and heaven stands as witness to your endurance. What you carried through shadow and silence has ripened into radiance. You have been sifted, stretched, and sanctified, and now the oil of completion rests upon you. The journey was not for nothing. Every unseen sacrifice has gathered in the hands of the Almighty, and today, those hands open in reward. Your crown is not made of gold or jewels. It is woven from obedience. Each act of faith, each moment you chose truth over comfort, became a thread of light in this invisible coronation. Heaven's crowns do not sit on heads to display pride. They rest upon hearts to display surrender. This is not a ceremony for the eyes of men, but a sealing between you and the eternal. You are marked now, set apart not only by struggle but by steadfastness. The Spirit has watched you navigate valleys without losing reverence, endure drought without losing prayer, and walk among mockers without losing compassion. You passed tests that no one saw, bore burdens that would have broken others, and kept your flame alive when the wind howled hardest. Heaven calls that faith royalty, not the royalty of status, but of spirit, a crown forged in humility and worn in hidden strength. It was proclaimed in the second letter of Timothy, chapter 4, verse 8. Now there is in store for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day, and not only to me, but also to all who have longed for his appearing. This ancient promise is now alive within you. The crown of righteousness is not distant, it is the presence of divine peace resting upon your soul. You have entered the season where striving ends and stewardship begins. The war for identity is over. You know who you are now, and no voice of doubt can undo it. The enemy no longer sees a target, he sees a throne surrounded by light. You are the evidence of victory sustained by grace. Chosen one, your scars shimmer like jewels in the King's light. Each one tells a story of survival turned into song. The wounds that once bled now breathe wisdom. They no longer ache, they anoint. People will look at you and see stability, but only heaven will know the cost of it. You became a testimony not by escaping pain, but by transforming it. This is the mystery of the chosen, to turn suffering into service, to make beauty from bruises, to turn loss into language that heals others. You have also been entrusted with clarity. The fog that once clouded your direction has lifted. You see with eyes that understand process and patience. You are no longer anxious for outcomes. You are anchored in purpose. This calm strength is your crown's weight. It reminds you that authority without humility becomes tyranny, and power without compassion becomes cruelty. Heaven crowned you with both the authority to command and the compassion to comfort. Look back once more, not to mourn but to marvel. The nights you thought would never end are now constellations of lessons. Every dark hour became a star, and together they form a map guiding others through their own wilderness. You carry galaxies of wisdom inside your chest, and they will light the way for many. This is why the journey had to be so long, because you were not only being healed, you were being prepared to heal others. Now, as the divine crown settles, notice what it changes in you. The urge to prove yourself disappears. The need for validation evaporates. True royalty doesn't announce arrival, it walks in quiet confidence. You no longer chase recognition because you've learned that the eyes of heaven are enough. Your value is eternal, measured not by applause but by obedience. The more you release the need to be seen, the brighter your light becomes. Crowned souls walk differently, and they forgive faster, speak softer, and love deeper. They do not compete, they complete. The weight of glory keeps them grounded. And you, chosen one, are now among them. You will move through this next era of your life as both a warrior and a witness. Your presence will calm storms before you speak. Your words will plant seeds in others that will bloom long after you leave. The authority you carry will not come from volume, but from vibration, the steady resonance of someone who has truly met God in fire and lived to tell it. This is the divine paradox. The crown you now wear was forged in the same flames that once threatened to consume you. What once felt like destruction was actually construction. Every ember of pain became gold under heaven's alchemy. You stand now, radiant, refined, ready. Chosen one, lift your eyes. You have reached the summit of endurance. You have walked through valleys, crossed deserts, and climbed mountains carved by trial. And now, at the peak, you find not fanfare but peace, the still, holy peace of completion. The fire is over, the refining done, the purpose revealed. You are crowned not because you conquered others, but because you conquered yourself. Heaven smiles. Time pauses, and the story concludes where it always belonged in glory. Chosen one, if these words have found a home in your spirit, let them live there. You have walked the full circle, from calling to battle, from breaking to building, from silence to song. This is not the end of your story. It is the opening of a brighter chapter. The same God who spoke through the fire now walks beside you in calm light. You are living proof that divine purpose cannot be erased. If this message touched you, let heaven know by moving gently like this message to seal your agreement with what you've received. Share it so another soul, wandering in their own night, can find their dawn through your obedience. And when your heart feels it, comment below with a few words of gratitude. Your written testimony becomes someone else's hope. And if you wish to stay connected to future revelations, subscribe. This is more than content, it's communion. Every click, every comment, every act of sharing is a spark that keeps this flame alive for the next chosen one still searching in the dark. You are not leaving this message empty. You are leaving crowned, complete, and carrying light.